Did you know that in the last year alone, over 600,000 Americans have packed up and left their home states? It's true. We're not talking about a small-scale relocation here. This is a movement of monumental proportions, an event we've come to call the Great American Exodus. Imagine, if you will, the entire population of Baltimore or Louisville suddenly deciding to uproot their lives and move elsewhere. It's a staggering thought, yet that's roughly the equivalent of what we're seeing. But where are these people going? And more importantly, why are they leaving? Let's start with the where. The states seeing the largest outflow of residents include the likes of New York, California, and Illinois. These aren't small, obscure locations. These are some of the most populous, vibrant states in our nation, losing residents in droves. Now, you might be thinking, are these numbers reliable? Well, let me assure you, they are. These figures are sourced from credible institutions such as the United States Census Bureau and leading moving companies who track annual state-to-state migration patterns. They paint a clear and undeniable picture of a significant population shift. But numbers, as fascinating as they are, only tell part of the story. They give us the what and the where, but they don't provide the why. And it's the why that truly intrigues us, isn't it? Why are so many people leaving these states? And where are they hoping to find better prospects? This mass migration isn't a trend that happened overnight. It's been growing steadily, year by year, and it's a trend that demands our attention. We must understand the reasons behind this movement if we are to predict what it means for the future of these states, and indeed, the future of our country. So, what exactly is causing this mass exodus from these states? Let's delve into the reasons next. The economy plays a huge role in where people choose to live. And in these states, it seems the economy is driving people away. Let's delve a bit deeper into the economic factors contributing to this mass migration. The first factor that comes to mind is job opportunities. Some states have been seeing a decline in job growth, making it harder for residents to find work. For instance, states like Illinois and New Jersey have had sluggish job growth for the past several years. On the other hand, states like Texas and Florida boast robust job markets with numerous opportunities in various sectors. Next, we have salary rates. While the cost of living continues to rise, wages in many states have remained stagnant. In states like New York and California, the cost of living is sky high, yet the median salary hasn't kept pace. Conversely, in states like Idaho and Utah, residents enjoy competitive salaries that more than compensate for their cost of living. Speaking of cost of living, it's another significant economic factor. In some states, the cost of housing, groceries, healthcare, and other basic necessities is so high that even with a decent salary, residents struggle to make ends meet. This has led many to seek greener pastures in states like Nevada and Arizona, where the cost of living is significantly lower. Finally, we can't overlook tax rates. States like Connecticut and Maryland have some of the highest tax rates in the country. It's no surprise that people are moving to states like Wyoming and South Dakota, where tax rates are considerably lower. The economic differences between the states people are leaving and the states they are moving to are stark. This is clearly illustrated by the statistics we've just discussed. But as significant as these economic factors are, they are only part of the story. But it's not just about the money, there are other factors at play too. Quality of life is a major consideration when deciding where to live, and sadly, these states are falling short. Let's begin with education. The quality of education in a state is a major factor impacting the decision to stay or move. For instance, states experiencing an exodus often have lower high school graduation rates, lower student proficiency in mathematics and reading, and fewer resources for schools compared to those states attracting new residents. Next, let's talk healthcare. Quality of healthcare is another crucial factor. In many states that people are leaving, there are fewer hospitals, longer wait times, and higher healthcare costs. On the other hand, states that are attracting new residents often have a higher number of healthcare facilities per capita, shorter wait times, and more affordable healthcare services. Crime rates also play a significant role in the quality of life. Safety is a fundamental human need, and states with higher crime rates tend to see more residents leaving. States with lower crime rates are often more attractive to families looking for a safer environment for their children. And we mustn't forget the environmental conditions. The impact of climate change is real and has become a key consideration. States facing environmental challenges such as frequent wildfires, droughts, or severe heat waves are seeing more people moving away. Conversely, states with milder climates and fewer environmental threats are becoming more appealing. What we see when we examine these factors is a clear disparity. The states that people are leaving often fall short in these vital areas of quality of life, while other states, those that are attracting new residents, are excelling in these same areas. This disparity is contributing to a significant shift in population distribution across the country. So, while economic factors certainly play a part, it's clear that the quality of life is a major driving force in these migration patterns. It's not just about jobs or money, it's about the kind of life people can expect for themselves and their families. Even with these reasons, there's one more factor that might surprise you. You might not have thought about it, but the weather is a big reason why people are leaving these states. Now, it's not just about the occasional snowstorm or heat wave. We're talking about extreme weather conditions and the long-term effects of climate change that are making certain parts of the country less desirable to live in. You see, when we think about the ideal place to call home, we often imagine sunny days, mild temperatures, and perhaps a gentle breeze. But what happens when the weather becomes unpredictable, when scorching heat waves become the norm, or when winter storms turn deadly? In the past decade, the frequency of these extreme weather events has increased dramatically. The National Climate Assessment reports that heat waves have become more frequent across the United States since the 1960s, with the western states experiencing the highest increase. On the other hand, the eastern part of the country has been grappling with more intense and more frequent winter storms. Just last year, a single storm caused power outages for millions of households, leading to dozens of fatalities. Moreover, the effects of climate change are making certain areas more susceptible to natural disasters. Take, for instance, the increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires in the West, or the rising sea levels threatening coastal communities on the East Coast. These weather patterns are not just about discomfort or inconvenience. They're about safety, about the ability to have a stable, predictable life. And they're influencing people's decisions to pack up and move. Statistics show a clear correlation between these extreme weather patterns and migration trends. States with increasing temperatures and natural disasters are experiencing a decline in population, while those with milder climates are seeing an influx of new residents. It's clear that a combination of factors is driving this great American exodus. Weather, it seems, is not just the backdrop of our lives, but an active player in shaping our decisions, our communities, and ultimately, the map of our nation. So, what have we learned from this mass migration of Americans from these states? Well, it's been a journey, hasn't it? As we've explored, there are a few key factors at play here. Let's quickly recap them. Firstly, we have the economic factors. These are incredibly important because, let's face it, money talks. When job opportunities dry up or the cost of living becomes too high, people naturally start to look elsewhere. It's not just about earning a higher wage, but the ability to stretch those dollars further. If your hard-earned dollars can give you a better lifestyle in another state, why wouldn't you consider moving? Next, there's the quality of life. It's a broad term, but it encompasses so much of what makes life enjoyable, or not. Access to good schools, health services, and even recreational facilities can all play a part in this. If the quality of life is declining in your current state, it's only natural to start looking for greener pastures. And let's not forget safety. Feeling secure in your community is a basic human need. And if that's compromised, it's a strong incentive to pack up and move. Lastly, there's the weather. It might seem trivial compared to the economic and quality of life factors, but never underestimate the power of a pleasant climate. After all, who wouldn't prefer sunny skies and mild temperatures to harsh winters or sweltering summers? These factors don't exist in isolation, though. They're interconnected, each influencing the other. The economy impacts the quality of life, and the weather can affect both. It's a delicate balance, and when one factor is out of whack, it can trigger a domino effect, leading to an exodus. It's a complex issue, but one thing is clear. Americans are on the move, in search of better opportunities, a better quality of life, and a better weather. And who can blame them?